Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. You are what you eat, or to put it another way, you are the company you keep. The recent Al Jazeera documentary has revealed unbelievable level of corruption and mismanagement in the Zimbabwe economy. The amount of looting of gold in Zimbabwe is just unbelievable. The country is gold business is worth $2 billion a year, and 80% of that is smuggled out. That means the country does not benefit in any meaningful way from the 1.6 billion US dollars. As a people, I'll be the first one to admit that we are a naive and incredibly gullible lot. I think one has got to ask, why is that? In my honest opinion, I think one of the reasons why that is the case is because we do not pay attention to detail. We tend to act on the basis of the most sketchy information we have, superficial. And so it is common that we should find ourselves blundering from pillar to post. In the case of the gold looting, it is interesting to note that one of the gold looters is Uebert Angel. In the picture there, we can see him, and that's his property here in the UK. And those are some of his cars and planes and so forth. The young man is incredibly rich. His net worth, US 60 million. This is the man that the president of Zimbabwe, Emerson Mnangagwa, appointed ambassador at large. The man is a conman. That's the honest truth. In the documentary, he is heard boasting about how he could uh, smuggle dirty money into Zimbabwe using his diplomatic bag. That's how he must have made his money. And one has got to ask, why is it that the president was attracted to him? Surely he could have tasked some of his staff to investigate the individual. How is he making his money? And surely they would have told him, yes, he is running some churches, and he even claimed to be a prophet. Uh, but a thorough investigation of some of the things that he has said and done in his church, some of the claims he has made of healing people, would have shown that that is not true. And yet, in this case, the president acted on this superficial knowledge and appointed the guy the ambassador at large. How can you be so naive and gullible? It's bad enough for an individual to be naive and gullible, but when you're looking at somebody who is state president, then you really have got to be concerned. Here is an individual who is in a position to make decisions that affect the whole nation, and yet he turns out to be so incredibly naive, incredibly gullible. But that is the reality. I think we really need to start looking at the competence of our staff, of our leaders in particular, more closely. We really need to start paying attention ourselves because the price the nation has paid by the appointment of people like um, Uebert Angel is unbelievable. The price becomes even bigger when you look at somebody like Emerson Mnangagwa as president, because this gold looting has been possible because of corrupt, incompetent, naive, and gullible leaders like Mnangagwa. The many people, mafia, who were involved in this gold looting, you say to yourself, one way or the other, Mnangagwa was involved in the appointment, and thus allowing this scandal to go on, and the nation has paid dearly for it. I think people like Mnangagwa would not be in power today if we, the ordinary people, were not so naive and gullible. We would have realized that Mnangagwa is himself very naive and gullible, and would have seen to it that he was removed from office, or he never ever got into office. So it all boils down to us, the ordinary people. And until we take this issue of detail being absolutely important, I don't think Zimbabwe is going to get out of this mess. The level of corruption and looting that has been going on in the gold industry in Zimbabwe clearly shows that the country is in serious trouble. And we need to seize the country back, or we will have no country left. Food for thought. Thank you and good night.